Good evening, Trace Perot here, the Galloping Gourmet. Okay, what we're looking at here, I'm starting this off. This is Tango with Mango. And I'm starting off with a little piece of artwork I did. It's pastel on paper, fixed pastel on paper. And this is actually taken from a Mayan temple. It was the lintel on the front door of the Queen's Palace in Palenque, which was the regional capital of a large part of the Mayan Empire. And I basically did a drawing off the lintel, and then I put in my own colors, because of course the colors that were once on the walls of Palenque are no longer extant. I just remembered I didn't hook up my microphone tonight, which I will do in a minute. Anyways, this is it. Let's take a closer look. So what you have here are some sunflowers and a fish. Keep in mind that this is probably what, from God, I don't even remember, like 300 AD from the Mayan culture in Guatemala, Palenque. And this figure in the middle, you see that figure, the brown figure? That is a stylized snake, okay, or a serpent. Up here on top is its mouth. As you can see, there's two stubs below, which are his teeth. And then the eye is up above. That's the eye. There's the teeth. There's the nose. And then it comes down. So this is stylized, meaning that it's not realistic. It's been stylized. And it comes all the way over here. So it offers a structure for the actual painting, or the lintel. The original lintel. Gives it a nice structure around which one can construct some images. Now this is purely decorative, and this indicates a later period of Mayan art when the serpent had been introduced into just decorative art. From the get-go, the serpent was something extremely religious that only appeared as a religious iconography in their artwork, but then it evolved into a decorative element, okay? Just to give you a little bit closer view of the texture, it's pretty much flat pastel. There's some more teeth right there. So, very interesting. The evolution of the image of the serpent in Mayan art is one of the most interesting evolutions of an art motif in existence. So let's come over here and see what we got going on. We have tons of color, just like in the painting. Your meal should be colorful, and this certainly is. So what I'm doing here, what we're about to do is, I've made a salad. Okay, the salad's got green cabbage, red cabbage, cucumbers, romaine lettuce, and tomatoes. Okay, so that's our salad, basic salad, already made. And tonight we're concentrating on a mango tomato dressing. Okay, so this is essentially going to be a no fat, no carbohydrate, purely fruits and vegetables. So no seeds, nuts, avocados, no starch, no no carrots, no eggplant, no zucchini, any of that stuff. It's going to be purely fruits and vegetables, right? So let's start over here. Over here I've got my hors d'oeuvre dish. Now this salsa here is actually the Italian sauce that I made for the zucchini zoodles a couple of nights ago. It's been in the refrigerator for 2 nights. I've already dipped into it, and I have to say that this is the best salsa I've ever tasted. If you look at the, just look at the texture and the way things are floating around in there, you'll understand how good of a salsa that is. And it's not, I didn't make it as a salsa. I made it as a rather piquant, spicy Italian tomato sauce for zucchini spaghettis. So I've got some cucumbers and a mushroom that I can chop up and I can dip in there, and that's my hors d'oeuvre dish. Okay. Over here I've got some eggplant hanging out. That eggplant is going to be made into little pizzas. It's going to be split up and dehydrated, you know, for 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours. And then there's going to be toppings on it, make them into little pizzas. Over here, my trusty garbanzo beans are still sitting. They're now in the rinsing stage every 12 hours. So they're probably starting to get a little sprout head on them. So those will probably be ready to go for something tomorrow. Most likely hummus, which is one of my favorite dishes, which I eat almost every week. Up here, that is a drawing, a pen and ink drawing that I did from a photograph taken of me in front of a bar on Beale Street in Memphis in 2001. Right down the street from the B.B. King's Blues Club. Beale Street is one of the most happening places in the United States. And it is, besides Chicago, it's probably the most prominent blues center. Of course, Elvis and company used to play there all the time. It's pretty amazing place. As you can see, it says down here that I think the name of the restaurant was Hot Wings, so we know that was a reference to. I, of course, did not eat in the restaurant. I just used it as a backdrop for a photograph. So if you look very closely, you'll see that this is a combination of different kinds of what they call cross-hatching, okay? So you see all these little squares? There it is, Memphis. Good food. It's my Fender Strat. So, yeah, I divided this up into little squares, like an inch or an inch and a half by an inch and a half. And each one is a different kind of what they call cross-hatching in etching and pen and ink drawing. You can really see it there on the guitar, right? And so you construct a picture using these squares. Came out rather good. And so much for that. So let us get on to the object of this video. So I'm going to go through my placement here so we can get a good view of what's going on. So there's my food processor. You can do this in a blender. Now, I have never made this dressing. Most of my dressings are either made out of avocados, sunflower seeds with tahini, or some kind of nut or something separately, right? I don't usually combine the two. Tahini dressing with lime juice, avocado with orange juice, nuts ground up and just put over the top of the salad with some lime juice. Those are usually my dressings. They're very quick and very fast. This is more elaborate, so let's get into it. I cut up one mango, and we're going to drop that in there. Then we're going to use the squeeze technique. Now, I get a lot of these recipes off the internet, but I always change them according to what I have, according to the ingredients that I have on hand. Okay, so we're squeezing the rest of this mango in there. It's a nice organic mango. This is all 100% organic. And this is probably the easiest type of meal to digest. It's perfectly combined because it's only fruits and vegetables. Mango is a subacid fruit, so it goes well with vegetables. Lime juice is a subacid fruit. It goes well with, really well with vegetables and fat if you have fat in your meal. So I'm always going to bring up something about food combining because it really, really is something that people need to know about. So, you know, I don't know how long mango keeps in a refrigerator, but I'm going to put another mango in there. So let me do this. I've got garlic chives. They're going in. I've got scallions. So these things have appeared in every single dish that I made probably this week and last week. So you can see, you know, I go to the store once a week. I buy all my produce from Pam Lee Produce in Pahoa. I walk out of there with 95% of everything that I eat in that week. So I don't have to go shopping again, except possibly once to get little interesting items. And 80% of what I buy is the same. So in with the tomatoes. So we got the mango, tomatoes, scallions, garlic chives. And I'm going to put in the lime juice. So we're going to get out the lime squeezer. Boom, boom, boom. In my room. I've got one really nice, big, beautifully ripe lime. I guess this is a Tahitian lime. They tend to be big, very yellow when they're ripe, and very, very juicy. So we're getting a lot of juice out of that. We may have to put some water in this. We shall see. One big fat Tahitian lime. That was just half, right? And here comes the other half. I should do a book about 100 ways to use the same ingredients and make different dishes. So there we go with the mango. I'm going to take a minute to hook up So I got my microphone. No music tonight. I didn't get it together to have music. I hope that's coming through. I don't see any lights on this thing. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. Then I will have learned my lesson. Oh, there's a red light on the back. Let's switch on. I can't remember green light. Anyways, we are going to mix this up. Actually, there is one thing I'm going to do. Okay, I always preach about not combining high-density sweet fruit with anything but greens. However, on a very, very limited scale, it's usually not a problem. So what I have here are 2 dates that I'm putting in to sweeten this up. So it's just going to add a little bit of sweetness to it. It's not really going to affect my digestion. So in we go with the dates. Right. That's a nice touch. It's frequently used by people who eat like this and prepare food like this. Got some more lime juice in it. So I always like to make more dressing than I need. Right? For the reasons, obviously, you've already seen, is I like to do these little hors d'oeuvre dishes. Just add something. It gives me something to do while I'm preparing food. So we're going to squeeze this nice, big, beautiful mango in here. Now, I don't know how well mango is going to keep in the refrigerator. I'll probably have to, if I have excess dressing, I'm going to have to eat it tomorrow night. So mango is just like God's gift to mankind. It's such an incredible flavor. So we're squeezing all that in there. Hopefully you can see that. And I always keep these because I like to scrape them off with my tongue and my teeth because there's lots more mango on there. So that's kind of fun. Now let's cut up the rest of the mango. Get it in there. Mangoes aren't the most cooperative things when you cut them up, but c'est la vie. They're worth the effort. There's probably an easier way to do that. And not only that, you get to chaw on the seed once it's all cut up. You just pop the seed in your mouth, and you get to take all that luscious mango that's left on the seed. So it's kind of like having dessert. Whoop. Okay, I'm taking a little bit of a risk because I don't know how good this is going to be, but we're going to leave all our mango goodies over here. God, what a flavor. Mango is just out of this world. Okay, go. We're going to cut up some tomatoes. Another tomato. So I've got two rather large tomatoes in here, okay? And two medium-sized mangoes. And now for the grand finale, all I got to do is find my, here it is. It wandered off. And we're going to go to town. Okay, let's take a look at this. Yeah, is that looking cool? I mean, look at this. Look at the color. Look at the color. Hopefully you can see that. Whoops. Oh. You son of a gun. Okay. There we go. Happens to me every time. I guess we can't see the color that well. I'll pull it off and you can see it there. Bonjour. Or bon nuit at this point. So it's a little bit chunky still, but it's got this luscious color, this rich color. Unbelievable. And let me pull this thing up. Okay. There's our salad back there. So I think we've got it mixed up enough. I don't want to beat it to death with the blender. I am going to taste it, however. Oh my God. One thing I forgot to put in is coriander, but that's okay. It's so good without it. I'm not even going to bother. Jeez. So here's what our salad looks like. If I can get that. Oh, here we go. It's messing up on me. Oh. Nah, it won't cooperate. So I'm going to pull this down here. That's what our salad looks like. Ugh. It's not working. Oh my goodness. Here. Okay, let me do this. Sorry about this, but it's an iPhone gimbal and it's just doesn't act the way I want it to. So there's the salad with the mango tomato dressing with all those lovely ingredients. So I'm signing off. I can't wait to eat this. It's really actually a stellar dressing. I've never done this before. I've always heard about mango tomato dressing. Dressing is not exactly, has not been my strongest point all along. I usually go for the simple, the fast, the easy. But hey, you know what? There's always things you can learn. Anyway, signing off, Trace Perot. Who knows when I'll be back? A couple days. Oh, I got the eggplant thing with the pizza I want to do. And I, of course, have the corn tortillas, the fully raw, organic, dehydrated corn tortillas made with fresh sweet corn, or actually frozen corn in this case, frozen corn and flaxseed that I'm going to make tostadas out of. So I got a couple of things coming on the next 3 or 4 days, and I will check in with y'all again. Anyways, happy, what is it, Monday? Happy Monday. Adios.